Good morning. Good morning, all. Good morning, Uma. Good morning, everyone. All of you bought your code books. Under code books, తెచ్చుకున్నారా? See, whenever we required code book, so we will try to go through that. Okay. For the time being, so please keep along with you. I request all participants, so please come soon because it's already 12 now. Mithun, what is the strength today?
30, sir.
Mm-hmm.
30, sir. 30.
Okay. Okay, fine. So we'll start exactly by 12:05. Okay. So before that, today the agenda is today we are going to solve problem on friction loss. So because in the previous class we have solved a problem on elastic shortening. Okay. So let's try with the friction loss problem, so which is majorly involved with mathematical things. Come fast, guys. Come fast. 15 now. So 50% of the strength joined till now. Others, please join immediately. Please inform your friends to join soon. Right. See, I hope you all remember the losses which we discussed in the previous classes, right? That elastic shortening, friction loss, anchorage slip, which are immediate losses. So with that content, we are going to solve problems. Okay. Just I will try to revise the friction loss in a bit with the 2 to 3 slides. So by that we can start the session. Okay. So let me share the screen. Okay, so good morning, everyone. I welcome you all for today's session on pre-stressed concrete structures. Okay, so we are solving problems on losses, isn't it? So the loss which we are going to discuss today is a frictional loss. Okay, the content which we already discussed in the previous classes. So frictional loss will be occurred only for post-tension members. There won't be any frictional loss for pre-tension members, isn't it? So here the losses will be affected in two ways. One, it's based on the profile of cable, right? So if the profile of cable is linear means without any curvature. So definitely there will be a possibility of when the losses will be due to the straightening or stretching of the cable. You see, whenever you try to pull the strands, so there will be some twisting takes place. Okay, strand అనేది మనకి twist అవుతుంది. So that effect is called oval effect. Okay, so that will occur when the cable is linear. Okay, the second one is when the profile is curved. Okay, so when the profile is curved, so that means the second one. When the profile is in the form of a curved shape, so definitely the losses will be takes place due to friction which is developing between the strand and the duct. Okay, strand and the pipe, sheathing pipe. So these are the two frictional losses which are going to happen due to friction. Okay. So here this is the profiling. So this is the post tension member. You can see clearly. So the parabolic shape. So usually the curvature in force tension member, we will try to maintain that in a parabolic shape, which is a second degree polynomial, right? So here the parabolic shape of the force tension member, which is generated due to curvature of the tendon. And what happens when you try to pull the strands, the vertical component of the pre-stressing force, which is going to develop majorly at the center of the section, center of the whole beam. So which tries to pull the member towards upward direction. Okay. So that is how the friction generates between the strand and the duct. Clear? So now let's see what are the functionalities, what are the things which will be generated here. So let us take a beam, right? So where the beam is profiled in a form of a curvature, which is in the form of a parabolic shape. One end is anchored and other end is supposed to be pulled. Okay. So the applied force is P naught, right? So P naught is an applied force, so which is applying at the end. Okay. So by that, this stress variation, which is in a form of linear, will be P naught. So what will be the stress or what will be the force which is at this point at a distance of x? Here the force is Px. What happens? So this P naught is becoming Px because of the frictional loss. So this Px is nothing but the force which is generated into the concrete due to loss of friction. So P naught is an applied force. Px is the force which is generated or developed in the concrete after getting lost. Okay. So by that here you can see clearly the variation of pre-stressing force from P naught to Px due to friction. Due to friction or nothing but due to stretching of the member, right? So here x is the distance from where? From the stressing end to the point where you are calculating the frictional loss. And mu is nothing but frictional coefficient and alpha is nothing but angle which is with respect to the profile of the cable, with respect to the curvature of the cable, right? So with this, the formula which was generated for calculating the frictional stress or frictional loss is nothing but Px is equal to P naught e power minus mu alpha plus Kx. So what is P naught? P naught is nothing but stressing force which is applied at the jacking end, and mu is nothing but coefficient of friction between cable and the duct, and alpha is nothing but cumulative angle with respect to the curvature of the cable, and K is nothing but friction coefficient. Out of these, mu and K are always depends on the material, isn't it? So mu and K depends on the material which was manufactured by an industry. So mu value and K value will be given by them. Why? Because mu coefficient of friction between cable and the duct, which will be given by the industry people based on the type of cable, because cables will be sometimes metal cables untai, the HDPE cables untai. So by that it always depends on the type of cable and the type of the strand. Okay, so in that way cable and the duct batti mu value K value will be given by the company people itself. Okay, so this is how the things will be generated over here. Okay, P naught, mu, alpha and K. So with all this you can able to calculate the Px. Px is nothing but the pre-stressing force, loss of pre-stressing force due to friction. If you know this, then you can able to calculate the percentage of loss of pre-stress due to friction. Understand? So now let's see what are the mu and K values which was given by the code, at the same time which will be given by the manufacturing industries. Okay. So here in the absence of the test data, why? Because this test data was not given exactly in the code. Why? Because these mu values and K values will be get from an industry. So by that, mu values always depends on the type of interface. Type of interface is nothing but how the strand or cable is connected or contacted to the duct. So here if the steel moving on smooth concrete, by the your mu value is 0.55, which is given by the industry. If the steel moving on steel fixed to the duct, so which is touched to the duct. So by that your mu value is 0.3. If the steel moving on lead, okay, so which is moving with some kind of lead. So by that the mu value is 0.25. Okay. So these are the mu values given by the manufacturing industry who manufactures the steel and ducts. And the next one is the value of K, which usually varies from 0.0015 to 0.005 feet per meter length. Okay, that value also will be depends on the tendon and the type of tendon, type of strand which we are using for doing pre-stressing. Okay, so these are the things we should know before solving the problem. Okay, now let's discuss about the problem. So this is the question. What is this? A post-tensioned beam. So there is a beam of dimension 100 mm by 300 mm. What is 100? 100 is nothing but width of the beam. 300 is nothing but depth of the beam. So which is spanning over 10 meters of length. So the length of the beam is 10 meters. But in this picture, the length of the beam was given only half of the length. Okay, there is another half of the length where the profile of the cable is in a parabolic shape. Okay, in a curve shape. So you can make picture look and this beam only half of the length, nothing but 5 meters of length, right? So which is tested by, yeah. So which is tested by successive tensioning and anchoring of 3 cables. So here they are not using just one cable, they are using 3 cables, cable A, cable B and cable C respectively, which was shown in figure. So these are the cables. So there are 3 cables, cable A, cable B and cable C. So which are having a vertical displacement with respect to center is around 50 mm of the, sorry, 100 mm of the first cable. Why? Because center of gravity of concrete is this. So this is the center of, see, please follow my cursor, Amma. So this is the center of gravity of concrete. With respect to CGC, the first cable displacement is 100 mm and the second cable displacement is 50 mm and the third cable displacement, vertical displacement is 0. Okay, so this is how the profiling of the cables are made. Okay, so there are 3 cables A, B, C, so which was shown clearly in the picture. Each cable has a cross section of 200 mm square. As cable is a circular pipe or a circular rod, the each cable is having a cross sectional area of 200 mm square. Instead of giving a diameter, they straight away given the cross sectional area. Okay, no worries. And each cable has an initial stress of 1200 MPa. So that means each cable can withstand a load, withstand up to a stress of 1200 MPa. So we know the stress, we know area. Based on that, you can able to calculate what is the force where you can apply on each cable, okay, with respect to its cross-sectional area. Why? Because if you know the stress, if you know the area, you can able to calculate the load. So by that, we can able to calculate the pre-stressing force required to stretch the strand, okay, to pull the strands. Understand? So that's how we can able to calculate the pre-stressing force initially. So let's say if the cables are tensioned from one end, here we are not pulling from 2 ends, one end is anchored and other end is going to be pulled. So here what he is asking you to calculate or estimate the percentage loss, okay, or pre-stressing loss. In each cable, you have to calculate what is the loss happened from each cable. So as we did elastic shortening, right, the losses will be occurred on top, even in the bottom. Why? Because in elastic shortening problem, the reinforcement was distributed. I mean, the pre-stressing strands were given on the top of the beam and bottom of the beam. So by that, you have calculated what is the pre-stressing loss in top and bottom, isn't it? In the same way, here in the beam, there are 3 cables. You have to calculate what is the frictional loss in each cable due to friction. Okay, so where it is anchored at one end. So the values which were given as mu is equal to 0.35 and K is equal to 0.0015 per meter. No worries, guys. No need to assume. So because these mu and K values will be given in the problem. Why? Because these two are material dependent. Okay, it will be given by the manufacturers. Okay, so these are the data. So based on this data, you are going to solve the frictional loss of each cable. Understand? So let's see the given data. The width and depth of the beam was given. Length of the beam was given as 10 meters. There are 3 cables. Each cable is having a displacement with respect to center of gravity of concrete is 100 mm, 50 mm and 0. And each cable is having a cross-sectional area of 200 mm square. And each cable can be stretchable to a stress of 1200 MPa, right? and the mu and k values are given as 0.35 and 0.0015 per meter. Clear? So this is the problem. So let's start the problem here. I would like to share a video who can explain this problem very clearly based on a mathematical point of view. Why? Because here a lot of mathematical which was involved here, because the profiling is in a form of a parabolic shape, which is a second degree polynomial. So we have to calculate the frictional loss with respect to angle generated based on the profiling. Okay. So some mathematical which was involved. So professor called Sev Gupta. So he is a renowned professor from IIT Chennai. So he will try to explain this problem very clearly. In between, if you have any doubts, we can able to discuss after completion of the problem. Okay, let me share that with you guys. It will be very clear. Yeah, please. Hello? ప్రపోజల్ చేంజెస్ అడగలేదండి. ప్రాజెక్ట్ పంచినప్పుడు అది నాకు తెలియలేదు అనంటే లేదు సార్ అది మనం చేయగలుగుతాము అని ఒక క్లాస్ రూపంలో ఇచ్చారు. నా మెయిన్ పెట్టింది ప్రొఫెసర్కి ప్రపోజల్ మారదు. ప్రపోజల్ అదే అది మనం చేయగలుగుతాము అనేది సార్ ఒక మెసేజ్ పెట్టారు. ఈ ప్రొఫెసర్ ఏమంటున్నారు, మరి ఈ కంపిటీషన్ మనం ప్రపోజల్ పంపిస్తాం కదా, దానిలో కింద ఈ పారాగ్రాఫ్ కాపీ చేయండి సరిపోతుంది. మీ ప్రొఫెసర్ ఏం చెప్పారు లెటర్ వస్తారు, మీ ప్రొఫెసర్ ఒక మెసేజ్ పంపిస్తారు కదా, దాంట్లో ఏం ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తారని చెప్పారు. ఆబ్జెక్టివ్స్ ఇంక్లూడ్ చేయమని బాగలేదు. ఆయన ఏమంటారు అంటే నేను తీసుకున్న ఆబ్జెక్ట్ అనేది చాలా రేర్ గా జరుగుతుంది, అది మీరు చేయగలుగుతారా లేదా అనేది ఆలోచించు, ఒకసారి మీరు అది రీడిఫైన్ చేసుకోండి అని చెప్పారు. ఓకేనా, మీ ప్రొసెస్ చెప్పింది. సో ప్రొఫెసర్ దాన్ని క్లియర్ చేసుకోండి. ప్రొఫెసర్ ఏమన్నారంటే అది మనం చేయగలుగుతాం సార్, మన పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ వ్యూలో మనం ఏం అనుకుంటున్నాము అనేది అండ్ నేను ఒక మెసేజ్ పెడతాను, ఆ మెసేజ్ మీరు ప్రొఫెసర్కి ఫార్వర్డ్ చేయండి. అది చూసి ఆయన అర్థం చేసుకుంటారు, మనం అది చేయగలుగుతాము, నా ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ఇది అంటే అది అర్థమవుతుంది. నేను అంటున్నది మనం ప్రపోజల్ చేంజ్ చేయలేదు, ప్రపోజల్ అదే ఉంటుంది. ఆయన ఇచ్చిన మెసేజ్కి మనం రిప్లై ఇస్తున్నాం, అంటే మా ఐడియా ఇది అని మనం చెప్తున్నాం. అది ఆ మెసేజ్ రూపంలో ఆయనకు అర్థమవుతుంది. మీరు ఇదే ప్రపోజల్తో పాటు ఈ మెసేజ్ కూడా ఆయనకు పంపించాలనుకుంటే ఆయనకి క్లియర్గా అర్థమవుతుంది. మనం proposal change the object to change. మీ సార్ ప్రపోజల్ రాంగ్ అని చెప్పలేదు, మీ ప్రపోజల్ చేంజ్ అని చెప్పలేదు. ఏమన్నా ఒక డౌట్ అడిగారు, నేను డౌట్ క్లారిఫికేషన్ ఇవ్వాలి కదా, ఆ క్లారిఫికేషన్ నేను ఫార్మ్ ఆఫ్ మెసేజ్ మీరు ఇవ్వాలి. ఆ మెసేజ్ సార్ మీరు పంపించిన ప్రపోజల్ ఒక ఫీడ్బ్యాక్ ఇస్తారు. ఆ ఫీడ్బ్యాక్ మీరు పంపించండి, ఆ ఫీడ్బ్యాక్ మీరు పంపించండి. పంపిస్తే సార్ నాకు అర్థమవుతుంది, దెన్ గివ్ ద ఫీడ్బ్యాక్. మీరు స్టార్ట్ చేయమని చెప్తారో లేకపోతే ఆయన ఏమైనా చేంజెస్ చేయమని చెప్తారని మనకు అర్థమవుతుంది. యూ కెన్ సెండ్, ఎందుకంటే మీ సార్ ఇచ్చిన ఒక ఫీడ్బ్యాక్, ఆ ఫీడ్బ్యాక్ కి మనం రిప్లై ఇవ్వాలి. ఆ రిప్లై అనేది సార్ మీకు పంపించారు. అది ఏం చేస్తారంటే ఇదే ప్రపోజల్ పంపించి ఆ మెయిల్ లో రిప్లై పంపించారు సార్. రిప్లై అప్పుడు సార్ అది అర్థమవుతుంది ఏంటంటే పంపించచ్చు. బికాస్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ లో ఎప్పుడూ డిస్కషన్ ఉండాలి, అంటే గైడ్ స్టూడెంట్ డిస్కషన్. ఇట్ డజంట్ మీన్ దట్ ప్రతిసారి మనం చేంజ్ చేస్తున్నాం, మనము డిస్కషన్ జరుగుతున్నాం. చిన్నది కాదు కదా, మీకు మన ప్రొఫెసర్ ఇచ్చింది ప్రపోజల్ క్లియర్ ఇచ్చారు, మనం ఏం చేయాలనుకుంటున్నాం ఆబ్జెక్ట్ మొత్తం ఇచ్చారు. మీరు అది చూసి మీరు ప్రొఫెసర్ ఏమన్నారు అంటే అది మీరు చేయగలుగుతారా లేదా, ఆన్ అంటే లైక్ డీప్ చేస్తున్నారు కదా అని అన్నారు అనమాట. మనం చేయగలుగుతాం, ఏం చేస్తాం సార్ మా ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ఇది అని ప్రొఫెసర్ మీ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ వ్యూలో మీరు పెట్టారనమాట. అదే మా సార్. సో మీరు చేయొచ్చు ఏం పర్లేదు చేయొచ్చు, లేదు చేయొచ్చు. ఎందుకు చేయొచ్చు అంటే ప్రాజెక్ట్ ప్రొఫెసర్ పంపించిన రిప్లై ఇస్తూ ఉండాలన్నమాట. దెన్ ఓన్లీ ఇంటరాక్షన్ లేకపోతే ఆయన ఐడియాలజీ ఏంటి మన ఐడియాలజీ ఏంటంటే అర్థం కాదు. మీ కాలేజ్ ఉందనుకోండి, మీ కాలేజీలో ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయొచ్చు, మీరు కాలేజీలో ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయలేకపోతున్నారు కాబట్టి మీరు రిప్లై ఇవ్వండి. రిప్లై ఇచ్చుకుంటే ఇదే ప్రపోజల్ అప్లోడ్ చేసుకో, ఆయన మీరు రిప్లై ఇవ్వండి. ఈ టెక్స్ట్ మా సార్ పంపిస్తుంది, దానికి ఏం రిప్లై ఇస్తారు. ఓకే sorry for interruption, Amma. So this is the expression what we exactly explained before. So the pre-stressing force which is developed due to friction, we are calculating with the formula P naught of e power mu x plus kx, isn't it? Okay. So this is the formula. So this formula it was represented there, the same which we are using here. So the cable, I mean what is your ym? Ym is nothing but displacement of each cable with respect to center of gravity of concrete, isn't it? So first cable is at a distance of 100 mm. 100 mm and the 0.1 meter. Second cable is 50 mm, nothing but 0.05 meter. The third cable is at center. It is coinciding with the center of gravity of the concrete. So by that it is 0 meter. Okay. So that is how the things are getting calculated, right? See how you got these values. So you have to substitute ym value and L value in your expression. So you have a expression, right? So in the previous things you seen one expression. In that expression, you have to substitute ym value of first cable as 100 mm, L as 10 meters. Substitute those values, you will get neta x values with respect to x of each cables. Okay. See, obviously, by understanding, by seeing these values, you can able to understand clearly the major frictional loss which takes place in cable A. Why? Because cable A is having more profiling, more curvature, and cable C is having very less curvature. Obviously, your cable C is something like a straight. So, what kind of frictional loss takes place in cable C? In cable C, there is a possibility of Obel effect. Why? Because Obel effect is nothing but when your cable is straight, there is a possibility of Obel effect. When your cable is having more curvature, then the frictional loss takes place due to curvature of the cable. Okay, so that's what we have to understand with respect to these values. What is x over here? X is nothing but distance where you are going to calculate the frictional loss. Okay, so the maximum loss of the cable will be takes place at a distance of 10 meters, isn't it? Okay, so by that you have to substitute your x value, which is equivalent to length value of 10, which is at the anchorage end. So you are going to calculate the loss of the cable, okay, at a distance of 10 meters from the anchoraging end. So substitute this 10 value in these expressions. By that you will get the value of E neta x value, E power neta x value of centimeter. Okay. So it is nothing but 1 minus E power minus neta x into 100%. Okay, this is the percentage loss frictional expression. Okay, from this expression you are going to calculate the percentage loss. See how the stress variations was clearly mentioned here. So this is a profiling, right? So cable A is having major curvature compared to cable C. So once you start pulling the force, so once you start applying force towards the cable, what happened? The stress reduction, I mean the force reduction in each cable will be showed here. Okay, see, this is a centroid, I mean half of the section. In the half of the section, you can see the cable C will have very less reduction in pre-stressing force. Cable B will have more, and cable A will have still more, okay, compared to B and C. So cable A, as cable A is having more curvature, so cable A is having more pre-stressing loss due to friction. Okay, so as cable A is having more curvature, it having more pre-stressing loss due to friction. So by that, the 240 kilonewton force reduction will be more at end. Okay, this was shown in picture clearly. See, this picture, I mean, whatever sir is explaining on the board, it is clearly mentioning that how to reduce the frictional loss. Okay, so the frictional loss can be reduced by having a support in between a simply supported beam by making that into a continuous beam. Understand? Okay, what happening? See, if you take a simply supported beam, so there is a huge curvature of a cable, so which leads to more frictional loss. To reduce that frictional loss, what they have to do is try to maintain another support in between 10 meters of span, which will reduce the frictional loss, where your profiling will be converted to upward direction. Actually, the profile along to the parabolic shape. So here, by placing the support in between, so your profiling will be shifted to upward direction, so where it can reduce the frictional loss. Okay, that is what sir is explaining here, right? What are these? What are these, Amma? Please try to follow my cursor. What are these? This is the radius of curvature, right? So this radius of curvature leads to either increasing or decreasing of the frictional loss, right? Understand? So if you have a longer spans, so you have to go with more supports, which will reduce the frictional losses with respect to that graph. The graph what sir was showed, it's very clear. The longer span leads to decrease in the frictional loss. Decrease in the frictional losses will makes you decrease in the pre-stressing forces. Okay, because for example, if you are applying 100% of the frictional force, majorly the same force it should be transformed into the concrete. Okay, it should be less. The loss should be less. So that's the reason why by maintaining more support in between the long spans, we will reduce the loss in friction, I mean loss due to friction. At the same way, will obviously reduce the pre-stressing losses of pre-stressing forces in between the spans. Okay, so that is what we can able to understand from the problem. So why? Because in the problem it was clearly shown the percentage of loss of each cable with respect to the percentage is majorly 2.5%. Don't think that 2.5 percentage is very less. Okay, 2.5 percentage of pre-stressing force is always more. Okay, you have to reduce beyond, I mean, you have to reduce still into at least 0.5 percentage. Okay, that leads to the force which we are applying into the member. Okay, will be more relevant and it will be okay serviceable towards the member, right? So that is what the explanation of the problem. I will try to share this. I mean this presentation and the video to you guys. You can please go through again. Please try to put it on paper. Okay, if you try to put it on paper, the same problem, it will be very easy to you to understand. Okay, so this is how the frictional loss can be explained clearly, right? Right. So that's it. So here you can see the same problem. I will try to show this, share this PPT to you. So here we are calculating the force, okay, stress into area, which is 240 kilonewton. And this is the expression which is given, okay, with respect to the slope, I mean, with respect to the parabolic profile of the member. And here alpha L is nothing but angle which is making, I mean, the angle with respect to length of the particular profile. Okay, so here all the denotations were clearly mentioned. Ym is the displacement of the center of gravity of steel at the center of the beam from the ends. So Ym will be more for cable 1, less for cable B, and still and 0 for cable C, right? So here x is the distance from the stretching end and y is the displacement of the center of gravity of steel. So with respect to the ends, right? And this is the expression. So if you try to differentiate this, sorry, if you try to see the deflection of y, okay, what you have to do, you have to integrate this. Y is equal to 4ym into x by L square of L minus 2. Okay, so this is how you can express the same thing very clearly. And this graph will clearly show the stress variation from point 0 to length L in a linear form, right? So at the half of the distance, it will be 4ym by L, and the full length, it will be 8ym by L. Okay, so these are the expressions which was given, and I think the same formula which we are used to calculate the frictional loss as Px is equal to, okay, Px is equal to P naught e power minus mu alpha plus kx, which was denoted as P naught e minus neta x. So here we are calculating neta x by substituting ym values and L values of each cables, right? And with respect to that, by substituting x is equal to 10, your e power neta L values were up